Welcome back to another budget closeout. Now, today we are closing out our June budget, which went from May 21st to June 21st. But I do want you to know that if you come for my budgeting videos, which a lot of you do when you are new, I want you to know that here at Balance While Blooming, we share mindset, productivity, how to balance your life, how to become the person you want to be, and really set your life up for success with goals, actions, plans, and balancing, and so much more. Money is just one aspect of your life that you should be balancing, but overall, there are multiple areas of life where you should be taking action every single day, or at least monthly, where you are checking in, resetting, refocusing, finding balance, and blooming into the person that you want to be for each area of your life. Of course, you can't focus on all of them all at once. So if you're starting with your budget, that's great. Your finances are so important, but also realize that there are other areas of your life that you need to work on to bloom into the person you want to be. So of course, we have income, bills and expenses, debt, our savings funds, and our spending funds. I will be honest, it was a really tight month. Again, a lot of spending, not a lot of savings, but we are resetting, refocusing for July through December of 2024 to really focus on our saving goals. But let's talk about the numbers that happen. I will show you the real breakdown of our income, bills, debt, and sinking, and I will show you all of our expenses quickly at the end. Let's jump right in. Our income. We had a great month as my husband had way bigger paychecks than what we thought. Averaging from $550 to $725. It is getting into busier season. We are going to have higher paychecks going into July, just with extra hours, extra days, and all of that. So it's really great that we still budget low, but make sure that we can live within our means. Then, of course, I make $1,900 bi-weekly. And then we had rent, which was $400, and then our other tenants paid $1,100. Now we also had cash, which was $200 this month, which was great. This is just cash. Extra cash for us that we got from a few friends for driving them around, little things, tasks like that, $200 for that, which was great. So let's add this up and figure out what our income is that we had to spread across all of our other categories and see if we stayed above zero or below zero once we break it all down. Wow, not a bad month at all. $8,640. Now, with this $8,640, we need to stay within that $8,640 without having to go into our surplus that we leave in our checking account or pull from debt or our emergency fund or anything like that. So the goal every single month is to track your income as it comes in and make sure that your spending stays within your budget, even if you are ahead. So technically we should have $1,600 extra to put towards our debt or our savings or something like that. Unfortunately, this month we did not track as well, and we had a few things that we had to buy. We had higher expenses, end of the school year, a lot of things that I didn't put into the budget when I was thinking about it. And I knew that there was a few bills, such as our car bill, everything like that, that was going to happen. But unfortunately, we had some unexpected higher bills than what we anticipated. So I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not gonna be $1,600 extra, but let's see how close we were. So first things first, when you get your paychecks, make sure that you can stay and pay all of your bills. That is the first thing that I pay for in the month. We heavily put money aside no matter when we get our rent to make sure that we have all of our bills and expenses, especially our rent, our utilities, and our health insurance bill is where we need to sit. So rent is always $1,400, We didn't have a water bill. We will next month. Our internet is always $115. Phone bill is always $35. Our utilities is $500. We pay that to our landlord. This month we realized that we had no like snacks in our house, no extra meat in our house. We were living week to week. So we went to BJ's Wholesale and got a huge surplus. So this is also where a lot of our money went. We did a huge grocery haul. It was almost $600. One of our trips was because we were getting all the meats in our house, really stocking up. We have a child that's home for the summer, and it's busier season for my husband. Make sure that we have cold cuts, that we have enough bread, that we have all the breakfast that we need, all the meals that we need, and really trying to stock up in our house to not be eating out as much. The gym is, of course, $35. Of course, this $300 has been so good for us. We are under again for another month. I think all this year we have been under for gas. Don't hold me on that, but I'm pretty sure. I did have to pay a bit more for my health insurance. Subscriptions, we stayed under. It was only $100, and then nothing for the home. So as you can see, we were under on some. We were over by a lot on others. So that's where a lot of this $1,600 went. So let's figure out what our bills and expenses. It on average is around $3,000 to $5,000. Typically, we try to keep it between $3,500 and $4,500, but that's the average for us. Okay, right about that average at $4,580. Not bad at all. Now, debt is the next important for us. We were actually able to put an extra car payment this month. I'm just gonna put extra car money. So this is our monthly what gets pulled. It is our monthly fee. This is what we get charged. That is what we pay. It's actually $315, and then we paid an extra $625 on top of that. So we paid $940 towards our car. And if you've been along on our journey, that means we have under $1,100-ish to pay that off. We haven't decided if we are going to pay it off in July or if we are going to let the next 3 monthly payments pay that off. Will either be in the July budget, it will happen in July and we'll move money around, or we'll just be paying the payments. Of course, we need to figure out for our sinking and spending funds how much we have if we need to hit zero. So the way you would do this as you're doing it throughout the year, you have your priorities. Now you need to figure out how much you have left. When you're doing that, you take your overall income minus your bills and expenses minus your debt, and you need to stay under $3,120. Now, of course, that is all of your sinking funds and all of your spending altogether. It needs to be under $3,120 to keep this at zero. That would mean you're at the zero base budget. Now, of course, we always want to have a little bit of a surplus, but it's okay if we don't. So let's figure out how much we actually saved, how much we spent, and what that final number is. I am proud of ourselves. We didn't save extra, but we did save the $500 each. And of course, that comes out to $1,000. So we saved as much as we wanted to save. So now, again, $3,120 minus $1,000 leaves you $2,120. Now that is about $400 more than what we wanted to spend, but let's see how much we actually spent. So unfortunately, we did have that car bill and a few other miscellaneous things, so that came out to $1,115. And then for dine out, we did have a few more dining out. We did have more fam fun. We did a few things as a family, and we didn't do our like free date night. So of course that added that up to $960. Now, what is that when we add it up all together? Of course, we need it to be under the $2,120, but let's see what it is. $2,075 plus 1,000 brings us to a grand total of $3,075. We knew we had to stay under $3,120, which we did, but let's see realistically how much over we are. So again, you would take your income minus everything else and you will find your balance. So 8,640 minus 4,580 minus 940 minus 3,075, you are left with $45. So nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. Now I want to share with you guys, I'm going to pop it up on the screen, our expenses for June. $1,733.80 for just groceries and gas. That's a lot of money. Now you go over here to our spending fund. All the ones in the yellow are returns. We had a lot of just stopping and getting dumb things, a few Amazon orders. We did for other also have Timitis for my car, and that was $944. So overall, all of our spending, including the returns being subtracted from the returns, was $2,077. That's a lot of money. That's about a quarter of our spending is just miscellaneous. Now, of course, you can see we have the same subscriptions as always. We have our Planet Fitness, then we have our rent and utilities. You can see exactly how we paid everything from our car bill to our health insurance, everything like that. You can see that all spread out here. Now, I'm also going to show you guys our real numbers. We actually rolled over $43.85. So as you can see on what's currently on our spreadsheet versus what was the actual numbers, we had only 91 cents more, so I did that one really well. We did pay an extra 4 cents of our car. Our bills expenses were actually $5.79, so I really made all of our realistic numbers for you guys as close as possible, because within pennies we are saving $43.55. Again, this is our income. This is not to say that we work crazy jobs. We both work a 9 to 5. Our savings and our spending is all within our means, what we feel is a balance for us. Of course, we'd love to save more. Of course, we'd love to go on trips more, and so much will be happening as the year goes on. We want to do a few trips. We have one that I actually just booked when I'm recording this, and when you guys see our July budget, it will be very different than normal. We are cutting back a lot of our spending. A lot of things are changing. Hopefully we can stay within our means, and it is a 5-week paycheck for my husband and a 3 paycheck month for me. So it is going to be heftier side of how much we are making. But of course, as always, just go through your bills and expenses. Watch this for motivation. See how I do it. But don't compare yourself to how much we make, how much we spend, how much we save, because I don't share a lot of the other money that we don't roll over. There's a lot in our savings that I don't always share. I just share based off what the information I give you. There's a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't see. There's a lot that I don't explain. Finances are hard. If you ever have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. leave a comment with a question, anything that you feel comfortable talking about. I will tell you, I do not feel comfortable talking about a few things, but I can share my tips and tricks for you. And as always, keep balancing your life. Budgeting is just one part of finances, but finances is also only one area of your life. So realistically, go through all the areas of your life, what you want in life, and where you are going to prioritize your money, your mindset, and your productivity to get all the goals of all the areas of your life one step at a time, and keep blooming into the person that you want to become. That is your best self. That is the person of your dreams and the person who is living the life that you have always desired. I hope that I see you guys soon. Join this community. Follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you guys next month with another budget. Bye, guys.